Do you look cute? Max? Okay, good.
You look like a marathon runner. This is a perfect outfit for this.
Still confused about the .2 question, but we'll get to
When
that
we go,
when
when we get there. What race are you running on April 18th?
Well, you already spoiled that one. I'm running the Boston Marathon, the John Hancock Boston Marathon on April 18th.
How many marathons have you run before this one?
This will be my third marathon. Started in Chicago in 2021. And then the Olympic trials in 2020.
We don't talk about that.
No.
What shoes will you use for the race?
I'll race in Adios Pro 2s, Adidas Adios Pro 2s.
What will you drink during the race?
I'll have about 150 milliliters of Scratch Super Fuel every 5 kilometers.
What will you eat the day before the race?
Day before, usual breakfast, just kind of like a egg sandwich sort of thing. Lunch, probably go to a sandwich shop with my boy Max, get a Sammy. Dinner, probably rice and chicken, something safe as heck.
When did you realize you would be a good marathon runner?
Ooh. I mean, I've been told that I would be a good marathon runner since like college, like my freshman year. My college coach was just like, "You're gonna run the 10K," and I was like, "That doesn't sound very fun." He was like, "Well, you're gonna be a good marathoner someday, so we're gonna start running the 10K now because it's the closest we can do to it." But I think I started realizing maybe that I could be a good marathon runner after I made my debut in the half. It's just kind of like the first true long distance race that I'd ran, and it was a lot of fun. And I felt like I took to the distance well.
What is your favorite part about marathon training?
The big days are really fun. Like you just feel very accomplished at the end of like a 26, 27 mile day of running. It's hard to feel like you could have gotten more, done more out of a day like that. So it's just a very rewarding process.
What's your least favorite part about marathon training?
Since nobody else on the team is really training for marathons, I have to run like a 10-mile warm-up, and then everybody else is much more fresh than I am. So I'm like hanging on for dear life in the workouts, but it's good.
Have you been to Boston before?
I honestly don't know, which is funny. Yeah, so I grew up in upstate New York, and so I feel like I've probably been to Boston at some point when I was like too young to remember it, like in the first 4 years of my life. But effectively, no, I've never been to Boston.
What accessories will you have on during the race?
I'll have my Koros watch, my Whoop. I'll wear maybe this hat, maybe not this hat. I still haven't decided yet. Probably depends on whether or not I get a haircut between now and the race. Probably not, unless the weather's bad. And then just my Tinman chain that I only wear on race days, and my wedding ring, and that's it.
Do you lift weights?
Yes, I will lift weights in about an hour. Yeah, I try to be in the weight room a couple times a week. It's usually on the hard workout days.
What is your easy run pace?
Typically around 7 minutes, I'd say. Starts 7:30, finishes 6:45-ish, and kind of averages around 7.
What is your favorite marathon workout?
I do like the 5x2 mile reps. It's like long enough reps that you kind of get settled into a groove and feel some of the ebbs and flows of kind of what the marathon's like. But you're still, like today we did 5 of them, so you're getting in 10 miles of work. And if you're doing like a sustained tempo, it's hard to get in that much volume without compromising something somewhere. So it's nice to break it up a little bit.
Coach any marathon runners?
Yes. All my Hammer and Axe clients, except for one, are either currently training for a marathon or have trained for a marathon in the past.
Do you have a race mantra?
Not something that recurs. I try and pick something different sort of for each race. And a lot of times I honestly don't think of it until like the day before the race is kind of when I start writing down my intentions for the race that I'm going to stick to, like in the race, obviously in training and just in the build up. I'm thinking about a lot of things and wanting to make sure I do things right. But yeah, it's usually not till the day before that I kind of set a mantra or an intention for myself to return to.
What is your post-race celebration?
After Chicago, it was pizza and a hard cider. Usually I would say it's like a burger and a milkshake.
Person you want to see after a marathon?
Christine, for sure.
Aww.
Easy answer.
What is your self-care routine?
Physically, I like Epsom salt baths. I feel like, help me bounce back nicely in between sessions. Doing some light mobility before and after runs and things. Sleep is huge. I try and get at least 8 hours of sleep a night, which I'm typically able to do. And then mentally, I'll do just some journaling throughout the course of the build up. I'm not like super religious about it. Like it's not like every night before bed kind of thing. It's just when I find I have time. And then just a lot of positive self-talk, you know, in the hard workouts, but also just on the easy days. And honestly, just sticking to a routine. Like that's the biggest thing, is just making sure I'm out the door at a certain time of day and trying to knock out my runs in the morning. Usually just sets me up for a good day, and I feel like a better, more productive person when I get my run in early.
What are you listening to on your ride over to the starting line?
Harry Potter. On the way to New York half, I was listening to Sorcerer's Stone. So at the very, very beginning.
Do you have any other jobs outside of running professionally?
I know you put this question in, Drew. Yes, the joke on the team is that I've got like 17 jobs. Yeah, I work part-time at a marketing agency here in Boulder called Room 214. I do a lot of their just kind of in-house marketing, run their social media and their newsletter. So that's about 10 to 15 hours a week. And then obviously work for the team. Running is obviously a job in and of itself. And then coaching. So yeah, it's a fair few things, but I like to have my plate full. It definitely helps me just go to bed every night feeling actually tired and like I've had a good day's work.
What color do you think you look best in?
I don't know, probably like a forest green, but I guess let me know in the comments.
What is your goal time / place at the Boston Marathon?
Ooh. I'd love to be top 10. I think that's kind of always my goal going to road races. You know, obviously this field's pretty insane. So if I can come out top 10 in Boston, that's going to be just like a huge, huge day. Like Boston's a racer's course much more than Chicago was. So it's just going to be trying to keep my composure and hit the Newton Hills hard and just kind of see where that puts me.
Why did you decide to run the Boston Marathon?
Yeah, I think it's a race everybody wants to run at some point if you're in the marathon game. So to me, I'm still pretty new to the race distance and pretty young for a marathoner, relatively speaking. Like obviously, you know, there's plenty of people younger on the scene than me, but I'm 26. So to me, Boston's a course that the more experience you are on it, the better you're likely to do. So I wanted to get one in the books kind of early in my marathoning career so that hopefully by the time I'm 28 to 30, I'm coming back and it's my second or third or fourth or fifth Boston, and I just feel like I know the course like the back of my hand and I'm ready to really make some big moves and put myself in the hunt for a podium or better.
What motivates you to work hard?
A lot of things. I think, obviously there's that internal motivation just to see how good you can be at something. I think that's a big part of what's driven me for the last decade as a runner, is starting from high school and beyond. You kind of just want to see how far you can take this thing, and I've been fortunate and worked hard and been consistent enough to make this into what I can do for a living now, and that's really cool. But yeah, a lot of it's intrinsic, but obviously I want to do right by my family and the people who support me, all you guys. So yeah, between Christine and my parents and my brothers and everyone on the squad, like when you go out there and you're running for more than just yourself and more than just that internal motivation, a lot of times that leads to digging deeper. So yeah, it's in training a lot of internal motivation, and then on race day you kind of tap into all the external factors and really push for the people who've supported you.
What is your biggest running fear?
Oh man, in race day, the porta potty. I've seen many a good marathon ruined by GI distress and bathroom issues, so I've been fortunate to avoid that so far in my career, and I think a lot of that's obviously just fueling, and I feel like I've got fueling pretty down, but obviously, in a hilly course and things like that, there's just a lot more variables at play. So if I can avoid any rest stops, then I feel like I'll be doing well.
26-mile question. What advice would you give to someone who wants to run their first marathon?
Do it. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of times people view the marathon as this big, daunting thing, and when you sign up, it's like this huge commitment, and I think there's obviously a lot of respect that needs to be given to the distance, and you can't just kind of rock up and expect to have fun running a marathon if you don't train for it. But I do think for a lot of people, myself included, like just running a marathon at any pace or any effort level is just a huge emotional experience. To be a marathoner in any capacity is to be, in my opinion, like a warrior. So I think we talk about it a lot, but pushing yourself out of your comfort zone is something that is like a gift to yourself, even when it doesn't feel like it. And so to me, it's like, if you're on the fence about signing up for a marathon, or if you're nervous about the distance, like, just sign up, give it your best go, and you're going to cross that finish line. And whether it's your first or your 50th marathon, like, the reward's always there. And usually when you do one, all of a sudden you're hooked and you want that feeling again.
For the point two, we just...
Oh, this is my kick, huh?
This is when you're kicking, yeah, but we just wanted you to, thank anyone who helped you get to that point, because it is the culmination of so many things.
Yeah. Oh, man. It's like my Oscar speech, huh? I won't slap anybody. Yeah, I mean, like I said, marathon is takes a village to get through a build-up and on race day. So, yeah, thanks to Christine, of course, and then my family and the team and Max and the coaching staff and my support crew and Chris Lee and Marcus, my soft tissue therapist. All you guys are huge and invaluable. So thank you very much for keeping me healthy and happy. Let's go race.
Go.
Bah, bah, bah. And our amazing interviewer.
Yep.
Call me Anderson Cooper.